currently I am in my apartment I bought while I was Erasmus Mundus student. Hi everyone. I was a little bit hesitant whether to make this video or not and even to publish it, but I believe this video can be motivational for you. So during the studies, I was heavily focused on saving up money and investing in real estate property. How do I manage to actually buy an apartment while still studying on the university? This video will talk about this. Maybe it's not your goal to buy real estate. Maybe your goal is to support your family, to lose weight, to win a Erasmus Mundus scholarship, travel the world, or meet the ideal partner. Whatever it might be for you. But when I was student of Erasmus Mundus, the biggest goal I had was to invest in real estate and buy my own first apartment. And this goal seems so far away, basically impossible to reach because I had no money. I was a student, and yeah, here I am, and I bought an apartment. And I hope that this will be an inspiration for you in any goal you might have. So how was actually the process, and how did I get to the point to be able to buy an apartment? Then we have to go like to year 2020 when the pandemic started, and then I started to think, okay, I actually had time to read and to inform myself, and I realized that I want to travel when it's possible again. And I realized that in order to travel, I need to be wise with my money, because I don't want to be a budget traveler and be stressed about the money every single day. So I was looking for opportunities, and I found that investing in real estate is something nice because it will give you not only cash flow every single month, but it also appreciate over time with the price. And I would say I did everything wrong when buying a real estate, but it's the experience. I started to search for real estate when I was in the first year of Erasmus Mundus, so in the UK and in Malta. And basically it was 2021 when the prices were the highest in the history of the country. And it was really difficult to find something because I was studying full time. I was working freelancing. I was teaching, back then I was teaching languages online, which that's one of the questions I get very often. Yes, you can freelance when you are on Erasmus Mundus. So I was teaching, I was meeting up with my colleagues for projects and assignments, and I was studying, and in the spare time, I was searching for suitable real estate to buy. And then I was saving up money. I didn't go out to spend money on restaurants or on clothes, which, yeah, I was lucky a little bit because it was pandemic. And when we arrived in my second semester to Malta, everything was closed, like literally everything. So I could not spend money on anything. The only thing we could go out was to the beach. And I was really consistent with my money. I was saving up, and then I was able to get this portion of money, which is usually 20%, like a down payment, and then you can apply for mortgage. And I thought that as an Erasmus Mundus, when you get this proof that every single month there is money deposited to your account, that I would be able to actually show it as a proof, because 1,000 euro, which I was getting, was actually more than what some people are getting in my country. So I thought, okay, the banks will be actually excited that I have this monthly income. And some banks said yes, some banks said no. It was a stressful era, but eventually I figured it out thanks to some closest people in my circle. And it was a really scary decision, especially because people are telling you don't do it, it's very scary, you will rent out your place and people will destroy it. And I am so happy I did that, not only because I was able to invest my money, but also because I have a lot of experience now with renting out a place and dealing with people, and I've learned so much how to repair a door and how to repair a toilet and like all the plumbery stuff. So there was a big learning curve, and the reason why I'm doing this video right now, it's not to flex or anything. It's more about that if you're going to get the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, try to maybe think where I want to be at the end of that program, because 2 years, it's short, relatively short, but also relatively long, and you can achieve a lot within those 2 years. And because I knew I will be getting this specific money for 2 years, I counted and I knew, okay, after a year, I am gonna be able, if I'm really wise with money and very frugal, I'm gonna be able to invest in something. I didn't know what will be the opportunity. I didn't know the place or the city I will invest in, but I knew that I will have this sort of money. And this is what my advice to you guys is. If you're gonna go for Erasmus Mundus, count the money and know where you're spending it at, because you can end up buying your future home maybe, or taking your family for vacation. Depends where you will study, of course. Depends in which part of city you will be studying, and there are a lot of factors. So for some of you might have some money left, and for some of you not really. That's completely both is fine. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys today is because this dream of buying house like this has been, it was so far away in my reality. I thought, okay, I need to be a billionaire or millionaire to buy an apartment and invest in it. And this is why I think that also if you want to win Erasmus Mundus scholarship, the mentality is equally important as your skills, as your portfolio, or as your letter of recommendation. This is what I have realized, like within last months, 1 year after my graduation, how important is to have the correct mindset. And I will be explaining this example with real estate, but basically the same thing I have applied when I was applying for Erasmus Mundus. So instead of focused on having, I have a scholarship, I have an apartment, I have a partner, whatever. Focus on being. Focus on the emotions you might have. Focus on how you would stand, how would you talk, how would you feel if you were in that position. So I knew how confident I will be when I have the apartment and I will be taking the keys. I knew I connected with myself with the feeling of getting the scholarship and saying like, hooray, I won, and calling my friends with this exciting news. I connected with that emotion, and that emotion is high vibration, and then there is actually no other option than like when you rise this vibration of success, of happiness, of gratitude, that it will match that result. So really, try to focus rather on being, on creating that identity of Erasmus Mundus student, identity of having my own apartment, then I have it. Because life is not about what you have, it's more about your rituals, about your standards, about what you do, and this defines who you are. And I feel that life is some sort of like a Mario game, that you're leveling up and you go up and up and up, and sometimes the challenges are getting bigger and tougher and higher and more difficult. And then you're looking back and you feel like, oh, that was actually quite easy. It was not as difficult. And this is the same I feel about Erasmus Mundus. Looking back, I feel like, okay, I just fill up some papers and I submit them. But I knew that back then it felt so difficult and so far from to be achieved. And the same applies with apartment. I felt like I don't have the money, I don't have the knowledge, I don't even know where to buy and how to rent it. And then I just gathered the information and I made myself identity of being a real estate investor while still being on college. And no arguments as you're too young, you're too inexperienced, or you're too poor and whatever discourage me from buying that flat. And yeah, I'm so excited to share this with you guys because I feel it's really important not to focus only on, okay, what should I include in the letter of recommendation? Should I include this experience in my CV? Try to become the perfect Erasmus Mundus student already right now. Try to become the best version of yourself. If you know what you want, you can also observe people who have done that before and how do they behave, how they talk. Try to mirror them because their reality is just a result of their consciousness and of their choices they are making daily. And I am realizing that every single day. Just today, I went on LinkedIn to contact some people for interviews, to make some inspiring interviews on this YouTube, guys, so you can be inspired and get other points of view about scholarship and not only Erasmus Mundus. And then I realized, wow, like, there are people who've done Erasmus Mundus before, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and then looking on their experience, I'm so inspired and I can follow their steps and I can achieve their success as well. And instead of, like, there is already the recipe what to do, now it's your part to embody with literally the success or whatever you want to feel in your body. And if you're gonna practice this, I strongly recommend to imagine and reconnecting with this emotion before you fall asleep and when you're waking up, because at that point your body is in a different levels, like the brain works a little bit differently and you can absorb it much more into your unconscious mind. So use the power to alter your future because you already possess this power. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are applying for Erasmus Mundus this year, I kindly invite you to our Patreon community where I offer some free samples, exclusive content, and lot of helpful information regarding the application and the admission. I hope you have enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. Bye bye!